Hello and welcome back to Mind Media Channel. We are here to take care of our mental health. Feeling overwhelmed? Maybe you're asking yourself, am I just stressed or is this actually anxiety? Well, it's a common question, and the difference is more important than you think. Let's break it down. Stress is your body's natural response to pressure. Think of it as your internal alarm system going off. It's usually tied to a specific event like exams, looming deadlines, or a tough conversation. Your mind knows there's a challenge ahead and starts prepping you for it. Your heart rate might increase, your muscles tense up, and you might feel a surge of energy. This is your body getting ready to tackle the situation. But once the challenge passes, the stress usually fades too. Anxiety, however, is different. It's a bit like an alarm system that's stuck in the on position. Even when there's no immediate threat, your body stays in this state of high alert, keeping you constantly on edge. You might find yourself worrying about all sorts of things, often with little or no control over these worries. Your mind is like a detective constantly searching for clues of danger, sometimes even when there's no mystery to solve. And this constant scanning can lead to some unwanted symptoms. Racing thoughts, a rapid heartbeat, sweating, difficulty breathing, and feelings of dread can all make an appearance. Here are 4 key differences to help you spot the signs. 1. Trigger. Imagine being in a haunted house. When you hear a sudden noise, what do you think? Probably boo, right? That's a trigger. A trigger is something that sets off a stress response because you've linked it to a past event. Like maybe you had a really bad fall when you were a kid, so now you feel anxious whenever you see a staircase. But anxiety doesn't always need a visible trigger. Sometimes your mind can sense something dangerous without a clear reason why. It's like feeling uneasy on a boat in the middle of a calm sea with no storm in sight. That's anxiety trying to tell you something's amiss, but it can't pinpoint what exactly it is. 2. Duration. Let's say you have an exam tomorrow. The period leading up to the exam, you're probably going to feel stressed. But once you've taken the exam, that stress will likely go away. But with anxiety, it's a different story. Say you're at home alone, enjoying a nice cup of tea. Suddenly, despite no apparent danger, your anxiety takes over. Your heart starts racing, your hands get sweaty, and you find it hard to catch your breath. Before you know it, you're convinced the house is on fire, even though there's no smoke or smell of fire. This sudden burst of anxiety subsides, but another one hits you an hour later when you're watching TV. Then it happens again when you're about to eat dinner. Anxiety can turn a relaxing day into a roller coaster ride of worry. And the worst part is you can't predict when the next wave will hit. 3. Intensity. Stress isn't always a bad thing. In small doses, it can motivate us, giving us that extra push to meet deadlines or perform our best. Think of it as your personal cheerleader, urging you to do your best. But when anxiety takes over, it can feel like your own mind is playing against you. It can feel overwhelming and paralyzing. It's like trying to study for an exam, but your mind keeps wandering, making you forget everything you've learned. And this can be super frustrating because you know you have the knowledge, but you can't seem to access it when you need it the most. 4. Impact. Now imagine you have a big presentation at work. In small doses, stress can help you prepare and deliver a fantastic presentation. But if anxiety takes over, it can change everything. Your mind might start to race with doubts. What if I forget my lines? What if everyone laughs at me? What if I trip while walking to the stage? These thoughts can make it hard to concentrate on the task at hand. It's like trying to read a book while someone keeps shouting random words. Not very helpful, right? So let's ask again, am I just stressed or is this actually anxiety? Well, the answer isn't as simple as this or that. It's more like a this but also that kind of situation. Many of us experience both stress and anxiety. They're like siblings that bicker but stick together. But here's the deal. When worry becomes your constant companion and it messes with your daily life, it's time to take notice. If it feels like you're on a mental roller coaster with no end in sight, it's probably not just stress. It could be anxiety waving hello. To figure out if it's just stress or if anxiety needs a closer look, consider these 3 questions. 1. Does your worry feel out of control? Imagine you're driving a car and suddenly you step on the brakes. You slow down and everything's fine. That's normal. But what if your foot stays on the brake and the car won't move forward? That's not good, right? Similarly, a little worry is normal. But if you can't stop worrying and it's affecting your daily life, it's time to check in with yourself. 2. Is it interfering with your life? Think of your worries like little birds tweeting in a tree. A few tweets here and there, no big deal. But what if there's a massive flock of birds making a ton of noise day and night? That would be pretty annoying, wouldn't it? Similarly, having a few worries is normal, but when they start affecting your sleep, work, or relationships, it's time to pay attention. 3. Does it feel constant? Picture this. You're at home after a busy day. You finally take off your shoes and relax. But just as you're settling in, your phone rings. You pick it up and it's your boss asking for a report that's due tomorrow. You try to explain that you're off work, but he insists you need to start working on it right away. You sigh and put the phone down. Then your pet, who hasn't been fed yet, starts meowing loudly. As you fill their bowl with food, you notice the dishes piled up in the sink. You quickly run the dishwasher and sit down to watch your favorite show. But before the first episode starts, you remember you haven't paid the electricity bill yet. You open the app, but you need to take a selfie for verification. You do that, and finally, just as you're about to settle in, your family calls to see when you'll come over for dinner. You tell them you'll join them soon, but you know you haven't finished your work yet. With a mix of guilt and fatigue, you return to your desk. Does this sound familiar? That feeling of never-ending tasks and responsibilities? If yes, that's not just stress. It might be anxiety saying, hey, let's add a few more items to your to-do list. Now here's the good news. Both stress and anxiety are manageable. They're like guests that can become problematic when they overstay their welcome. But with the right tools and support, you can send them on their way. So if you're struggling with constant worry, know that you're not alone. Reach out to a mental health professional and explore therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT. CBT helps you recognize and change negative thought patterns and behaviors that might be fueling your anxiety. Also, don't underestimate the power of lifestyle changes. Regular exercise, mindfulness practices, and good sleep hygiene can all make a big difference. Taking care of your mental health is a journey, not a destination. So be patient with yourself and celebrate every small victory along the way. And guess what? You're already taking a big step by learning about your mental health. By understanding your anxiety, you're arming yourself with the knowledge to manage it better. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep reaching out for help when needed. You've got this. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more insightful mental health videos. And if you'd like to support us further, become a patron at our support page. Your support helps us create more content like this.